So after finding out that OBS could export transparent videos, we used it to create graphic design. This is a Twitch panel made entirely in OBS. We also used it to make motion design. This is a pop-up made entirely in OBS. The next step was to create stinger transitions. You get the point. Today, I would like to create more stinger transitions, but instead of recording a video and bringing it back in, we're gonna use a plugin that allows us to use the transition while it's still in OBS.
Are you talking about the Cena's transition plugin made by yours truly? Whoo, spicy. Enjoy that one. Back to you, Guile. I'm off to bed, mate.
This time we'll make 3 transitions: a diagonal flyby, a circle burst, and a logo fly-in alpha. So let's hear a quick message from our sponsor, and then we can begin. And today's sponsor is Own Pro. You may know about Own because of the ads mostly, and you know that they have the biggest overlay library on the internet. But Own Pro is their service that aims to give you everything that you need as a streamer, including access to those overlays. So basically how it works is that it is an OBS plugin that you control from the website. All you have to do is log in with your Twitch account, install the plugin, and configure it here. If I want to configure alerts, for example, I can click configure here. Then I can check out their alerts library. You might know that they have exclusive license overlays from the Call of Duty franchise, but we're interested in the free stuff. Let's click on this, for example, and this is an example of the alert that we can get. And once you have the plugin installed, you just have to click install, and boom, your alerts will look like this. And installing overlays is just as easy. Just click overlays, pick the one you want, 'tis the season, and just click install, and they'll be ready to use in your OBS studio. Own Pro offers way more stuff, but I'll let you check it out by going to own.gg/GalLevelPro. That is own3d.gg/GalLevelPro. So the principle is always the same. You want to move things on screen until the screen is completely blocked. That will be your transition point. This is what's going to hide the transition. And then you move everything away to reveal the second scene. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new scene. We're going to call this one, that's the diagonal flyby. Diagonal. And let's use some color sources for that. Now, the reason why I might go a little faster is because I already made a video basically showing you all the step-by-step stuff. We're gonna use the Move plugin in order to move them around. I already have tutorials on that, but I'll do my best to explain the steps. Now, in this particular case here, I want a white color source, and we're gonna do something slightly special, not completely white. We want the height to be the same as the width. So basically we create some sort of square, and we're gonna rotate this. You can press Ctrl E, and we're gonna start with the rotation. You can also set up the positional alignment. I like center, for example. It basically sets the anchor point from where it's rotating. Let's go with 15, not bad, maybe 30 actually. I think 30 is a pretty decent size. Okay, so basically we're gonna simulate the horizontal flyby, the diagonal flyby like this, and it needs to do this. The goal here is, can it fill the screen completely, or at least close enough? So that's not bad, but I can always make it real big, like this, for example. Then I'm gonna create the other ones by duplicating this. So copy, right click, paste, duplicate, and not reference. We wanna move this one slightly away. We're gonna do the classic color scheme. I often go with blue, but let's go with a red. Right click on this one, copy, right click, duplicate, move it away. And this is gonna be the gray, just like that. Nice, you can click and press F2 to rename. So that's gray, that's red, and white. Okay, now we can use the Move plugin in order to move those around. I'm gonna turn off all of that, and I'm gonna try a new technique basically to save time. I'm just gonna animate the white one, and I'm gonna duplicate the animation and see if I can just apply it to the other ones. So select the white one, and we want the first position basically. And the way that I'm gonna determine the actual straight line is with this handle right there. I'm gonna try to put it in the corner top, and then I'm gonna do corner to corner. So I'm gonna right click on the scene, click filters, click plus, and go to move source. I'm gonna call this one W1 for first position for the white one. Make sure your source is white. Click get transform here. And then we're gonna duplicate this one and call it W2. Now we can go ahead and move our white color source. If you want to make it pause at the transition point, you can make it a 3-step filter thing, but I'm probably just going to make it flyby completely. Since we're not showing any logos or whatever, it's going to be a fast transition. So as I said, I'm going to use that corner. Okay. With W2 selected, I'm going to click get transform. So now I have the 2 positions, and let's see what that looks like. Hopefully it works. And it does. It's just super fast. Since it's flying completely out of frame each time, we want the custom duration to be longer. So let's go with 1 second. And now, great. All right, let's test my strategy. I'm going to duplicate W1 and I'm going to make it R1. And all I have to do is select red here, and it already changed the position. So maybe I was wrong. Let's turn on the red layer and let's turn on the effect. So I was wrong, but there's another way probably. W1, make sure that's active. I'm gonna try and copy the data here, Control C, go back to R1, Control V. Now I'm gonna click R1 and that works like a charm. My brain is big, I swear. Duplicate this one, R2, W2, put a W2, copy, paste, and now we have the red transition. We'll just add a start delay to stagger them. So duplicate, this one is G1. Gray seems to work as well. So let's automate the whole thing. So W2 is technically the trigger to make it start. We're gonna scroll down and we're gonna find simultaneous move to trigger things at the same time. And in this case, we want R2. So after moving the white, we want the red to move at the same time. And we also want under R2, we want G2. We want the gray to move at the same time as the, you get the point. So W2, R2, G2 technically are gonna be triggered at the same time, but we're gonna add a delay to R2 and G2 so that it waits just a little bit. Let's put 300 milliseconds on R2 and also 300 milliseconds on G2. So if I reset this and I click on W2, something is wrong. Oh, the delay. I'm supposed to put more delay, I guess, on the gray too. Let's try 600 then. And there you go, pretty much. The delay is too much. So we're gonna go by increments of 200 milliseconds and this should be our full transition. There we go, very simple. Now a quick trick that we can do is create another scene, call it diagonal 2. And we're gonna add that first scene to it. New source, we're gonna use a scene, add existing, diagonal. And then we're gonna copy this, copy. We're gonna paste a reference. We're gonna put that reference inside of a group so that we can add a filter or just any transformation to it. We're gonna right click on the group, transform, and we're gonna flip horizontal. Let's go back to our filter menu here. Make sure that we have the new scene selected. And technically this should give us double diagonal. And not bad. If you want them to be closer together, just make the delay a little smaller. Eventually, we'll have to make it reset, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So right click on the scene, filter, and of course, after G2, which is the last step of the animation, we just wanted to trigger W1, R1, and G1. So when I trigger W1, scroll down simultaneously, I want R1, and when I trigger R1, I want G1. Not gonna put any delay because this is gonna be done off camera, basically. One thing that's important is that you want it to wait before it does that. Oh, I misspoke. I didn't want to put simultaneous move. So on G2, sorry, you need to put next move. It's supposed to be W1. Okay, so after the animation is done, the next move will be W1. In order to put a delay, you need to put a and delay. And in this case, we can put 2 seconds. So now if I trigger everything, 1, 2, and okay, they all move together. That's why you don't see the separation. While we're there, why not make it a little fancier by adding a shader filter? So you will need the shader filter plugin for that. We're gonna use one of the included effects. Load shader from text file, boom. And let's go with Chroma UV distortion. I really like this one. Trigger it to see what it does. Ooh, very wavy. Maybe add another one. Ooh, what would the ASCII do? Oh, frosted glass. Pretty cool. Halftone. Yeah, we're gonna keep it simple just with the first one. Okay, let's create the second one. Good old color source. Nice. And we're gonna create a square again. We're gonna select it, press Ctrl D to center, I believe. And we're gonna directly add a shader filter plugin, a shader filter, or just a filter, or just a shader, whatever. And we're gonna find circle shader. We got a big old circle. We're gonna try to make it bigger so that it can fill the screen completely when it's in the middle. We're gonna drag here, then press Ctrl D. There it is. All right, same principle, except this time we're just gonna make it scale from 0 to this with the move plugin also. So go to filters, and in this case, it's gonna be a 3-step. Plus move source. This is W2 because it's the second position. Custom duration, 1 second. We're gonna make it slower this time. And get transform. Let's duplicate this. That's gonna be our W1. And before we scale it, I actually want to make sure I click on it, press Ctrl E, and make sure that my positional alignment is in the center. And it messes up everything. Kind of. Select it, Ctrl D again, you're fine. Everything is fine. Click Get Transform just for the sake of it. Okay, indeed, that changed. We're gonna go to W2 and actually click Get Transform once again to make sure that you have the right position. And then now I'm gonna manually go ahead and change the scale values. So scale X 0 and scale Y 0. Now when I click on it, it should go in the middle, towards the middle, and disappear pretty much. And that's exactly what it does. Wow. Go back. Wow, circle burst. Okay, cool. Cool thing here is that we might be able to play around maybe with the easing. It's a little chaotic. But let's do that. So it's not like a typical default transition thing. Let's duplicate this, give it a bunch of colors. Copy, duplicate, change the color. Let's go for an orange. Let's go for a sky bluish. And let's add a fourth. And let's make it dark blue, just so it's more visible on screen. Same technique. We're gonna go to filters, duplicate all of that basically, and just switch the source. So with all the delays sorted out, we should have a result that looks like this. So we have the bounce in and then just a linear thing out. Then we're gonna add a shader filter. Ooh, ripple. Maybe too much. If we pair this with chromatic aberration, chroma UV distortion, you can get some pretty cool effects. I love this. Honestly, you put the right sound effect in there, pretty nice. Okay, let's make our last transition, and I'm gonna call it logo alpha. And it's just a concept that I have in my head. I haven't tried this yet, but we're gonna import a logo. It's gonna be an image, so image source. I'm gonna import my logo and I'm gonna size it up, Control D to center. Open up a color source, call it alpha color. I have no idea where I'm going with this, but I need to figure it out. And let's go with purple. On our alpha color, we want to add a shader filter where I can use the active logo source to cut a hole inside this color source. How am I gonna do it? I absolutely have no idea.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, real talk, I kind of want to give up because this is kicking my butt.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Okay, we finally did it. Oh my. Oh my. I am 1 hour and 49 minutes. I believe this transition took me 1 hour to figure out, even though I can probably do it in 5 minutes now. But anyways, I'll probably make a separate video explaining it, but essentially this logo alpha scene is basically a placeholder for a cutout for our alpha color filter here. We're just taking a logo, making it fly in, and then disappearing to reveal this in the background. As you can see, it's not perfect, but it happens so fast. And we're also using the visibility options in order to turn things on and off. So when I click logo 1, that's what happens. The only thing I'm worried about is the transition point being very tight. Actually, I need to change this a little bit so that we actually have a proper transition point.
1 hour later.
I'm definitely not gonna put any of that in the video. It's been 2 hours. I spent so much time on this for no reason. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's not worth it. Anyways, we have 3 transitions now, officially. We have our diagonal transition. Wow, wow, wow. Circle burst transition. Wow, 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 whoa, whoa. And then it comes back. Whoa, 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 whoa. If you ever wanted to put a logo, just animate it the same way. Scale up while the positional alignment is the center. And then we have the logo scene, which was a pain. Wow. Should I add an extra shader filter? There we go. So now if I do this. Oh, so cool. All right, we just need to refine it. Okay, not gonna lie. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So now what we're gonna do is download and install the Scene as Transition plugin. And this plugin should basically tell OBS, hey, do those things and show it on screen while it's happening, and then switch to my scene without having to export this as a separate video file that's huge, that's a .mov or whatever. So we can find it right there on the OBS plugin website. And you can see it was created by Andy Levy.
Oh. My wife turned the light.
Who's been working hard on a bunch of really cool plugins, and we're gonna collab soon. So we're gonna go ahead and click on download right there, find a Windows installer right there, and there it is. Now I am probably going to stop OBS or risk losing 2 hours worth of footage, but I'll see you after installing it. Okay, so I had to restart OBS, and under scene transition, I should see something that says scene. I don't see it, so maybe I can add it. Click plus and scene. Right there. Please enter the name of the transition. Diagonal. Okay, okay, okay. So the scene is going to be diagonal. Nice. Transition point, I don't know. We're gonna have to test it a lot. Type percentage. Oh, that's cool. That's an option that I believe OBS itself doesn't give you, but you can input the time or slide the percentage. That's cool. Audio, if you're gonna put audio in there, which fun fact, you can also select to basically play by using the show and hide option in the move transition. Filter to trigger, and that's very, very important. I believe it was W2. Preview transition. Oh, so cool. Yes, pretty nice. Just move the transition point a little bit. Okay, by a little bit, I meant a lot, I guess. Oh, the duration is the problem. I said that it's only 1 second. It's actually 2 seconds. Well, it's probably 3 seconds. I improvised this. There we go. There we go. And it actually cuts before it actually resets. This is perfect. So, this is so cool. Oh, look at that. Okay, so let's say that you're playing your game and you want to go back to your main webcam scene. You click. What? It works. It works. Okay, let's do another one. Oh, and it adds it as its own thing. If you want to have all of your transitions in this list, you can just click plus, add another scene. I'm going to call this one D double for diagonal double. And I believe this one will not work because the filter to trigger is not on the same scene. What a shame. What a shame. That's fine. We can just cancel, click plus, scene. So let's get our circle burst. This one is definitely something like 3 seconds. So let's set the duration and the filters. I believe it was W2 to trigger it. And let's preview transition. It's a lot longer, but I've been working on this for so long that I'm not going to touch it. Okay, you get the point. I'm not going to use those for myself. This was educational. So that's the transition. It's not supposed to wait that long, but this is what happens. Oh my, it works. It really works. That's so cool. Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. I want to have like a good clip to post on Twitter. So let's fix it. So where is it? W2, O2, B2, DB2. That's where it's waiting too long. Probably the end delay. Yep. Let's set that to 0. And the cool thing now, since we set it as a transition, is that we can test it by just clicking anywhere else. And as you can see, it works. Oh, I clicked too fast. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind is that if your transition is supposed to last like 5 seconds and you go ahead and you click around too fast, it might bug like that and just cut, right? But if you wait a couple seconds, so cool, so cool. I love it. This is in OBS and it's right there. It's like I made that. That's all right, let's test the last one. Oh, I probably should have named that. Let's test the last one. And this should be the most complex one. And I really hope it works. So scene, and it's going to be logo reveal. Let's pick the scene, logo scene. Wait, hold up. Why are there groups in this? What is that? Oh, since the move transition allows you to pick groups, you can probably do this as a group. You don't even need to create separate scenes. That's kind of wild. All right, logo scene. Transition point is probably going to be at 600 milliseconds. The duration is probably a solid 4 seconds. Preview. I forgot the filter. That'll do it. Okay, preview for real. Oh my. Oh my, I did that. Oh. This is so cool. This is so cool. Do you? Okay. You're here, you're streaming, okay? Good for you. You're a cool dude. You're streaming. Look at you. And then you want to switch to your gameplay scene. Your logo pops in, it switches, and then it fades out. Oh, so good. It's not like I just sat for 3 hours working on it. Why am I so surprised? Okay, I looked kind of dumb there. I will give you that, all right? Don't do this and just wait like that. Just click and then mind your business. Boom, Apex. Oh my. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Honestly, that's it for me. I don't want to talk about this anymore. This was a 2 hours project. That last transition nearly broke me. All I wanted to showcase was the scene as transition and how it works. So there it is. There it is. And if I want to switch, it's that easy. Boom, circle, and now boop, 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 boop. And then boop, 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 boop. Okay, cool. Oh, you can see it's grayed out while it's doing it. And then single diagonal. Whoosh. You can add a whoosh to this one. Okay, if you're confused at any part, make sure you watch my other tutorials. I have a tutorial breaking down the move transition plugin or the move plugin. Make sure you check out the scene as transition plugin. Make sure you check out NDDP's channel in general. Make sure you watch my video on the shader filter plugin because that's what we use to basically spice it up and make it look extra wavy like that. But if you're still watching at this point, make sure you subscribe, okay? I would really appreciate it. In the meantime, go out there, make me proud, get a level, out.
Back to you, Guile. I'm off to bed, mate. Ugh.